And I think the question of the French fiction or the French literature abroad couldn't be taken, in fact, in the same perspective for each country. I mean, each country is separate and has a specific market. And one thing which is not very easy about this issue is we should build a structure to help the French fiction abroad. This structure could be either public or private, or could be both. The general comment on that is when you are telling an editor, a friend abroad, and you said, "Are this wonderful French book?" he will say, "Well, I would be interested in buying a wonderful book, but why a wonderful French book?" So we have also to educate ourselves, to raise ourselves, among ourselves, the idea that our writers will travel, our writers could speak English, our writers could be and could have international, be part of international panels, debates, conflicts of ideas, etc. I mean, we should also bring the idea to the others abroad that French people are not only Franco-French, as they said, not only turn on themselves, selfish to employ the word, but also very much involved in the rest of the world, which is in fact more true than people actually think. And we were discussing with you a few minutes ago about, for instance, Irène Nemirovsky. And when I remind you that Irène Nemirovsky is actually a French book, you were surprised. Yes, it's a French book. It was written in France. It's a French. It's very also related to the French history because it's also a World War II book, but about a woman in France, about a woman whose two children were lost in France, and became an editor I used to know when I was young, and the other is still alive. It was the same thing for Stolen Life that we mentioned the book by Malika Oufkir, Stolen Life, published in the States, which after 1 million copies sold was not any longer a French book, but only a good book. So we should aim at those kind of successes. We shouldn't be, too much obsessed with the idea of the identity, about the language in itself, but about trying to help the good books to travel, trying to raise the idea, to grow the ideas that people can connect in a probably easier way. Mm-hmm. And for that, this is too complex to be summarized in 2 minutes, but for that, I think more communication, more informations is absolutely helpful and will probably help.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.